Ugh. I don't know what the question mark is all about, but okie dokie. Oh, I need to turn off notifications. Focus, do not disturb. Because if I don't do it that way, we get all kinds of crazy. We get all kinds of crazy. Multi-stream. Ooh, it's morning. Oh, it's almost, no, still a little bit of morning. So I can deal with that. I can deal with that. Hopefully everybody enjoyed their holiday. But who knows? One doesn't know these things. Let's see what this morning's intention card is about. It's super late, not early. I'm trying to cut the cards really good this morning. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my god, I don't know why I got that song in my head right now. Now I'm gonna have to hear it. Ooh, that's kind of creepy. I need this. Yes, I do. I need this. The universe. I'm gonna close this box down. I got too much stuff on my desk this morning. Okie dokie. We're almost ready. Hey, hey, hey. So what is it? It's Kwanzaa and Boxing Day. And my niece's birthday. Let's see. Alright. Gotta stay nice and cozy in my robe. Because that is what we do. Alright guys, good morning. 1 second. What I think I'm gonna do is, let me just put you guys in submission mode really quick. And I'll be right back. I need to close my door. Although, I probably should keep it cracked because I'm sure little man is gonna wake up and be like, tink tink. Because that's what he does. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay. Let me switch this over to the right stream because I'm doing multiple streams. and it's early, and it's cold. But I like it when it's cold, so that's okay. All right, so happy belated holidays to those of you guys who celebrate. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Boxing Day. I think it's Boxing Day today too, and Kwanzaa, the start of Kwanzaa. So anywho, as always, I said I wasn't going to do these every day, and I don't. I just do them when I have time, and apologies for the frog in my throat. I stayed up late last night watching movies with the fam, and we watched 2 really good movies, but that's a whole nother conversation in itself. And usually I go down to sleep pretty early, even though I'm not sleeping. I'm in the bed resting my body, but I'm still, trying to get the sleep thing on. So first and foremost, I wanted to share something with you guys. I got this book, and it is an amazing book. It is called Astro Moon Diary. This book is amazing. Definitely want to go pick this up. So it talks about anything that has to do with the moon and its phases and the astrology with it. New moon wishes, the night sky, the year ahead for 2022. You can order this on Amazon, so you can still get this before the start of the year. Even though it starts, like the first week it starts is the week of December 20th, but that's okay. The wheel of the year for 2022, the phases of the moon, eclipses this year, the planets, symbols used in the diary, so they like give you like a whole breakdown of that. The retrograde planets, how to use the diary, and it does the winter solstice, spring equinox, summer equinox, autumn equinox, and winter solstice. And then it just has like really has a retrograde table, which I find very interesting. Monthly tables, which is every month the moon thing. And then it just kind of goes over things. So today, let me just show you what the pages look like so you guys can see. So this is what it looks like when you write in it, right? It's just like a weekly diary. I mean, I'm going to read the thing for 2022 for Capricorns in case there's any Capricorns listening. But what I like is, you get new moon wishes. You get to write those in and so on and so forth. So remember, I am not the greatest reader in the world unless it's like, I don't know why I can read technical documents really well, but for this, yeah, it's whatever. So 2022 for Capricorn. The cosmos is conspiring to put your sense of self-worth and personal values to the test this year. From whence do you derive your self-respect? What is truly important to you? What price must you pay for material security? Is it worth it? As Lord of the Underworld, Pluto passes through the final degrees of your sign. These are the questions that will demand an answer, most particularly from those of you born between the 16th and the 19th of January. Spring and autumn solar and lunar eclipses will catalyst the events or encounters that will challenge your status quo in some way, so that such a revisioning becomes unavoidable. Through coincidence and synchronicity, the stimulating, electrically exciting vibes of Uranus in your compatible Earth sign of Taurus are awakening something deep within, causing fluctuations between the desires to hang on and to break free. Do not be afraid to make changes, to let go, to loosen up, and to allow your heart to open. April's powerful conjunction of Jupiter and Neptune will create a time of hopefulness and trust, which could well help dissolve rigidity and create a vacuum in your mind into which helpfully nourishing influences can flow. Meditate, swim, dance, go with the flow. Trust the imaginal realms to provide what could be the healing balm for any inner stress and discomfort. Otherwise, your physical well-being may suffer towards year end. Your task is to use your new flexibility to slip between opposites and perform miraculous synthesis. I think that's some pretty good advice. Whether you take it or not is completely up to you. I am by no means trying to tell y'all what to do. I'm just reading information, just sharing information. So that's for for Capricorn for 2022. I'm a Pisces, so I'm interested to see what the year has in store for me. And remember, like, so we're coming up on the new year, and I don't do New Year's resolutions. I do New Year themes. I do themes for the year, and my theme for 2022 is connection. Connection with myself, connection with family, with my readers, friends, the spiritual connectivity between your partner, your soulmate, your life partner. Some people say that soulmates and life partners are two different things, and to each its own. For me, my soulmate and my life partner are one and the same. So it's all about that connection between the two of us, getting stronger, getting tighter, and just, building up that level of just oneness. Okay, so morning intention cards. I know it's like almost 11 here my time. Well, it's 10:30, and I'm south, so I'm central. Some of y'all's days have gone already. Some of y'all are just waking up. Some of y'all are getting ready to start your brunch or lunch and all that other good stuff, and that's great too. And I love this cup, by the way. Look at the cute little picture on here. The little deer in the moon. Like, I don't know what it is, but I really like it. And I'm having herbal tea this morning instead of my black tea, which I don't know if that was a good call or a bad call, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, so let me go ahead and cut the deck on my intention card, and then I'll share some other news too, some writing news, yay. All right, intention card, boom. Oh, I love these are so beautiful. I won't say the word out loud, but you guys all know what this is. You blow it and you make a wish. When I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. That's this morning's card. I don't know what this means for everybody. I kind of think I know what this means for me, but I'll just set this here and leave that there. Next is my moon deck cards, and I have a couple of different card decks, but these are the two that I use the most. All right, so moon deck card. I think I got this one last week. No, I didn't get this one, but it kind of goes in continuation with one of the other cards I picked. So this one says, I forgive and let go with loving ease. And we talked about this last week, about forgiving. And it was the trust card is what I got last time, was the trust card. So forgiving. Hey, Millennial Bookworm. Good morning, Chris. Thank you for the likes. Mwah. Okay, so I forgive and let go with loving ease. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I's a petty one. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I be petty. I know I be petty. And it's hard sometimes. But let's see what it says. So it's 15. Let's see what 15 says. It's on page 51, which is forgiveness. And we'll try to break this down. We'll try. We shall try. Okay. Forgiveness is potent medicine and one of the most spiritual practices we can cultivate. Okay, let's not be negative. I'm going to be positive. Let's be positive. Okay, so it's an important spiritual practice we can cultivate. When we forgive, we allow our lives to move forward with more ease. Deep challenges or past hurts may hold your greatest gifts and can be doorways to incredible insight, growth, and compassion. Let me stop right there. If someone, and I'm not trying to take this to a dark place, I'm really not, but depending on what someone does to you and the severity of said action, thought, word, whatever it is that they do, this is saying that basically these deep challenges and past hurts can hold your greatest gifts and can be doorways to incredible insight, growth, and compassion. I usually cut people loose in this category. I don't know about y'all, but if you do something that's like devastating towards me, I will not wish anything bad on you. Y'all heard how I suck my tongue because that's that pettiness coming out. I will not do anything or wish any harm on you. What I do is I just cut you out. Like, you know how they say you got to cut out the bad parts and leave the good parts? That's what I do. I just cut you out. I'm deuce, like peace, bye. Okay, so let's keep going. When you forgive yourself or others, you say yes to life and open up to something more aligned. So maybe I'm blocking my blessings by like cutting them out. But I mean, I don't know. Is it a form of forgiveness when you cut somebody out and you just don't give them another chance because Let's see. Millennial says, I interpret that as growth for other relationships and knowing the boundaries, not necessarily for that individual. Good point. Very good point. To have them still in your life. So are you saying you keep those people in your life? Because I can't. And maybe that's my flaw. I'll admit it. I've got flaws. We've all got flaws. I will be the first person to be like, I gotta say bye. And this is the new version of me, because 20 plus years ago, I was the yes man. I was like, yeah, sure. You hurt my feelings. Okay, I'll let you stay around. Now I don't. Now I gotta throw up the deuces to you and be like, I hope you have a good life wherever you are, and I continuously will wish nothing but good things on you, but you can't be a part of my life. That's usually how it goes for me. Okay, now we'll talk about forgiving ourselves of things in just a second. Let's finish this off. So it says, when we forgive yourself or others, you say yes to life and open up to something more aligned. Although we may want the other to apologize first, we can't control one another. By saying no to the harboring of negativity and suffering, we take full responsibility for how we feel, clean up disharmony within ourselves, and allow acceptance and love to prevail. Surrender control, let go of blame, and receive the underlying teaching. You're ready to take the first step. Bring love into your own being in this very moment. Okay, I can get on board with that. I can get on board with that last piece. Right, to know what you want in your relationships. Absolutely. I have no idea what that means, by the way, when you say VOA, FYI. So, whatever that means, if somebody knows what VOA is, please put me up on game. So, yeah. I can kind of get on board with that, because sometimes you can forgive a person, but you don't have to deal with that person no more, and you just wish them like the best of luck, right? Like, good luck. Oh, everything's wonderful. Thanks. Whatever. It's clever. And then you just keep it pushing. And then sometimes there's people that stay in the peripheral of your life, right? Because you can't get rid of them for one reason or another. Maybe they're family. Maybe they are co-workers and you have to deal with them. And so you kind of have to like pull up your big girl pants or your big boy pants and be like, boom, I'm gonna deal with this. But for the most part, depending on the level and the severity of what you've done to me, if it's up there in my top 3, and I do have a top 3, I just cut you out. I don't have time for that. I don't like negativity. I'm sorry. I itch under here because I have my little robe on and I have really, like, it's cold, but now I'm getting kind of hot, probably because the light's on here. Okay, so there is a ritual of forgiveness prayer. Remember, I am not telling y'all to do this. I am simply sharing. So please don't be like, oh, Tigris said. No, Tigris did not say. Tigris shared. My earring, it makes it look like there's like stuff in my nose, and I don't like that. See, it's like the little thing. Like, not that y'all care, but whatever. I think I did get this one. Okay, we did get this one last week. Although I think it kind of ties in with the trust one. Okay, but anyway, here's the forgiveness prayer. And I remember because of this word, this Hawaiian word that I butchered the last time. Ho'opono. Let's see if I can do this. Ho'opono. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. Hey, Raquel. Okay. The Hawaiian ritual of forgiveness. It means to make right all of your relations. Use this prayer to inspire healing and transform resentment into unconditional love. I don't resent people. I don't have time to resent people. So maybe I'm not as flawed in that category. I don't have time to resent you. I'm just going to cut you loose and keep moving. Whether you're seeking self-forgiveness or forgiveness of another, this prayer empowers and clears energy as you choose to own your feelings and resolve suffering. When an unsettling feeling or situation arises, repeat this prayer until the negative charge around the person or issue dissolves. Be patient and loving with the process. Okay, so yes. I'm not going to read all that it says because I did this last week, but basically the forgiveness prayer is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I think that's for the self-forgiveness one. And maybe it goes with all of it. I don't know. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm petty. That's a petty one. Like, sometimes you just have to understand what you are and know what you are, right? And I do. I know exactly what I am. And okay, this nose ring thing is going to drive me crazy. So give me a second to fix it. There we go. Because otherwise, I'm just going to just keep staring at it. And I don't like that. Okay. So that in itself, I got that card twice. I must be going through something, because this is not the first time I pulled the card in like the last, I think, I don't know if it was the last reading. I'd have to go back and look at the recordings, but I think it was either the last one or the one before that I got that same card. So something is telling me that I need to forgive someone. I kind of have an idea of who they're speaking about. I will deal with that inner turmoil myself at a later date, not today. But it is what it is, right? Is that you, D? Daryl. I think my son just came in because my hubby went to work today. He went out to go get some medicine and come back. But yeah, there's that, right? You gotta kind of make that decision. Right, you gotta know what you want in your relationships, because if you don't, then, you just open yourself up for a mishmash of just possibilities, whether they be good ones or bad ones. So I did say I was going to share some writing news. I started plotting Blood Kiss. Now, my TikTok people, y'all probably don't even know what I'm talking about, because you're like, Blood Kiss, what is that? It's part of my Shadow Unit series. It's book 6 in the series. I've been writing Shadow Units since 2012, right? And technically speaking, I'm a little bit behind, because I wanted to do a book a year, but obviously that didn't happen because I didn't do one for the last, I think, 2 years. And I'm 3 books behind. So I'm starting, the last 3 books are going to start tumbling out pretty soon. But again, I write when the character comes. And right now, Adam is prevalent in my head, along with Corey, who's from another story. So I'm simultaneously plotting out 2 stories at once. We'll see how well that goes. And then just like go from there and keep it pushing. I'm excited. It feels good to be back in a writing space that I'm comfortable with. The last 2 years, I haven't been as comfortable as I would have liked to be. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Millennial Bookworm. Because just life happens, right? We can say shit happens, but life, it definitely happens. Went down the pipe. I got 3 grandbabies now. That has been interesting. I didn't think it was going to happen as fast as it did, but apparently my kids had other plans. They're grown-ups, but still, I wish they would have waited just a little bit longer. But I guess, in a way, it's kind of good, because I'm still at a point in my life where I can run around with my grandbabies, and I guess that's good, because I play with my oldest grandson, who's asleep now. Y'all know JoJo. He is a Spitfire, and he is all over the place. And I'm glad that I'm able to keep up with him. But yeah, I am plotting out Blood Kiss. I've already plotted out chapter 1 and chapter 2 of Ember, which will come out before Blood Kiss, or it might even come out around the same time, depending on when I start writing both of them. But right now we're in the plotting stages. And again, I'm excited because I feel like I'm in a space where I am super comfortable writing, and I am super, super excited about that. It's been a while since I felt that whole jolt and excitement that comes with creating these worlds that I create. And one of the other things that I decided to do, because New Beginnings is done, it's with my editor, she's editing it right now. I should have it back hopefully, if not this week, maybe next week, and I'll start like the final processes on that. And then I will tell you guys right now, that will be my last contemporary romance for a while. And it's not because I don't like contemporary romance. I love reading contemporary romance. Thank you for the love, guys. I love reading contemporary romance, but I feel like that's not my strong suit when it comes to writing. And I can write drama all day because I'm surrounded by drama in everyday life, and I actually pull from a lot of said drama issues in my Southern contemporary. But my biggest love is going to be that paranormal aspect, that urban fantasy aspect, you know, my vampires, my werewolves, my creatures of the night, and just the whole fantasy of it all. Because when you're writing a contemporary romance, you are bound by certain normalcies, right? Like, your contemporary romance hero is not going to have superpowers. He's not going to be able to transform in the middle of the night. And if he does, it's not a contemporary romance, right? It's a totally different genre. And when you're writing urban fantasy and you're writing paranormal, there are no boundaries. It's limitless. And I love that, because inside this brain are limitless, like, scenarios and ideas that happen. So I'm super excited about that. I can't wait to actually start writing both of these stories. But with the Shadow Unit series with Blood Kiss, I literally have to go back to my companion. I have to go back to my glossary of terms. I have to reread the last 2 books, because I need to make sure that everything ties up. And in this particular universe, if you've read the Shadow Unit series, and you'll know from Inferis, which was the novella that comes right after The Black Prince and right before Blood Kiss, you'll know that lots of things have changed. The members have disbanded. They've disbanded for a good reason, because they need to pull back and, you know, recoup and figure out what the next stage is going to be now that, you know, said world has gone, you know, Armageddon-ish. So people have gotten new bodies. They no longer have the same body they had before, so now they're in a new one and dealing with that. Personalities have changed. People have switched sides. And so I've got to reread those so I can line it up. And then I've got a whole nother series, which is my Arctic Wolf series, which now has immersed itself in the Shadow Unit universe. So there's a reason for that, because there's this overarching storyline that I've created on the back end that I haven't even started pinning down yet, but I know because I've made notes on it. And that's kind of going to bring this series along with my Arctic Wolves series, which are werewolves, and my paramilitary group is going to bring them together in like the final showdown of showdowns. And so I've got to get prepared and geared up for that. And it's not easy. You've got to remember, like, I even think I've changed like the bad guys organization name like twice. Because I wasn't paying attention. So I've got to go back and I've got to do that. And there's not just one bad agency. There's like 2 of them out there. And you know, they both have these ideals in their head. And without giving too much away, there's even this whole kind of like a young adult immortal movement, which the acronym is TIM, T-I-M, the Immortal Movement. And this group is like the younger generation of said, you know, paranormals. And they've got their own ideals and their own wants and needs. And, you know, it's like all this propaganda, and it's fun and it's chaotic. Do you do the companion Bible thing to keep up? Yes, I do. That's what I was actually looking at yesterday, as a matter of fact, for my Shadow Unit. And the Black Prince hasn't been added to the companion, and neither has Inferis. So I literally do have to read the last 2 books, because I need to make notes in there. And what's nice is my admin even did quotes from all the other books, like memorable quotes that'll kind of like stir things. But I feel like in order to do Blood Kiss the amount of justice it deserves, is I'm going to read the last 2 books from page to page to page, but then I need to go back even further to the beginning of the series, and I just need to skim through and just pick out things that have to do with Adam's character to make sure that I stand real. And I also, again, for those of you who've read the Shadow Unit series, you know what I'm talking about. I'm actually going to go into the history of the vampire itself. And for those of you that know, there's not just one type of vampire. You've got 4 different types out there. You've got the ones that have demonic strain. You've got the angel-based strain. You've got the ones that don't have the vampire teeth, so to speak. And then there's that whole blood factor that plays into it all too. So I gotta go and read it and make sure that I get it all down perfect like I need to. Because if not, those who really do read the Shadow Unit series are going to be like, Tigris, but what about this? And you said this. And what about the RH factor? So I've got to go through that whole thing and I've got to pull it all out. Because in the very first book, I kind of give you guys like a brief overview of the characters in that paramilitary group, that subunit of Shadow Unit, right? Because there's different units around the world and I've already explained that. But within sorry about that. Hubby always does that. It's like he knows when I'm going live. Anywho, so I've got to give that whole backstory. So sorry about that. Once I give the backstory, then I think everybody will be like, oh, okay, that's why Adam is the way he is, and that's why he's, the group, not bad boy, but he's got a name for himself. And what I like about this is I like to revisit the previous characters. So you guys will get to check in on Draven and Jesminda and see what they're up to. And then, of course, everybody's going to want to know from Inferus, like, what is happening with the twins and Belinda, that whole triad thing there. And fun times. Fun times. It is what it is. Let's see. I have been on for 31 minutes. Like I said, I wasn't going to be on long today because I have a lot to do. I've got things I've got to finish doing, and I've got to prep for this week. So I hope you guys all have an amazing Sunday. My husband is crazy. He's all, screw you, creepo. That's the type of love we have. We can joke around that way. Let me just tell him really quick so he knows and be like, dude, I'm on live. What's your deal? What's your deal? He's crazy. He like always seems to know when I'm on live too. It's funny. But anywho, happy Sunday. Happy Boxing Day to those who celebrate. Happy Kwanzaa for those who celebrate. And I know my niece probably won't see this, but I'm going to give a shout out to my princess Namaya. It's her birthday today, and she's 13, and I love her to pieces. Mwah. Bye, guys. Have a good one. Dun, 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 dun. That's my ending music. You guys like that? You like the ending music? Dun, 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 dun. No, I'm